Well, a happy Saturday to you. It's August 3rd, 2019. Uh, as I kind of posted a little quick blurb there on my Facebook, the High Five Bees, I apologize about the absence of videos. I've been having a problem with my computer uploading. I made a couple of them, but just whatever the glitch was. But if you're watching this, you know that I got that figured out. So definitely a dearth going on right now. I mean, you still have the odd blackberry bloom, dandelion, stuff like that, but for the most part it's a dearth. The way you can tell that is definitely more defensive-ness in the hives themselves, because they're obviously wanting to protect the stores that they already have. Furthermore, a lot of robbing, and I mean, here's a perfect example here actually. If you can kind of see, they've calmed down a bit today, but you can see there's definitely a bit of agitation there in the front. Just the guard activity is a little bit heavier than what it usually is. But anyway, that's just all par for the course for this time of the year. So getting to our nuke here that we've been following through a season, really neat opportunity came up last week, and that is that a lady from Washington State University, who's part of the USDA Apis Disease Survey, I believe is the official name, came out and offered to take samples from 8 colonies and send them in not only to the USDA lab, with the results coming in, she said, probably around November, so it's going to be a while. But the results, or I mean rather the samples they send to their lab at Washington State University, we should have in a couple of weeks. And so I used this, our nuke, as one of the samples. So looking forward to, again, a kind of a detailed analysis of viral loads. Mite loads, I'm curious about it, but I'm also, as I've reiterated time and time again, you just have to be proactive about that. A major red flag for me, and actually me and this lady from WSU were talking about this, is that there's a lot of well-meaning people that want to do treatment-free beekeeping, or want to be as natural as possible. I don't really know of any commercial beekeepers that have been in business any amount of time that don't have the same philosophy as far as wanting to be as natural as possible. But the fact is that we have lived with honeybees now for thousands of years, and whether for the better or for the worse, that's for another discussion. The fact is that honeybees, when they're colonized like this, are very much dependent upon active management techniques. And so I have people all the time tell me, they'll say, oh yeah, my hive died mysteriously in the late fall or the early spring. And I'll ask them, did you treat for mites? No, I didn't have mites. I never saw them. If you see mites, you are in really, really deep doo-doo. Chances are good you're not going to see them unless you do a specific alcohol wash, which alcohol wash or sticky board are some of the more accurate ways. Powdered sugar is going to give you mixed results. But anyway, okay, so that's enough of my well, actually, I'm not even going to be self-degrade. Really important discussion. So let's get all ready here. Because of the dearth as well, I've gone back to, you probably noticed, gone back to wearing a veil when I'm out here. I wear a veil almost all the time when I'm working with my bees. Gloves, especially if I'm in a hurry, I like to wear them. Actually, to be honest with you, I like wearing them simply so you don't get a bunch of propolis and honey and stuff on your hands as well. But especially when you're in a hurry, you got a bunch of hives to take care of. You really don't want to have to worry about watching and having to be careful. It's just a time efficiency thing. But personally, I think that, especially when you first start working with bees, the sooner that you can actually go glove-free to let the bees teach you, when you're doing something right, when you're doing something wrong, is really, really important. I mean, if I wanted to, I could take this veil off, I could take these gloves off, and chances are pretty good I'd be able to work this hive without getting stung. But you need to learn that. You need to learn how to handle your bees, to not put them into a defensive posture or mode. So this is actually looking really, really good. Let me grab the camera. Okay, so apologize for the jumping in video here. It's time to upgrade my phone. Let's just, say what needs to be said here. Anyway, so this hive looking really, really good. What happened here last week is that I brought in some supers there that I had stored in my warehouse for extracting. It was just a few of them. But anyways, the bees found them, and so they've been having a bit of a flow, artificial flow going on, which is kind of actually going to save me the work of having to feed them later. But anyway, so you probably can't see too well that they've actually started to cap a lot of this wax here. I'll pull a frame and show you that. Ta-da. There we go. And like I was saying too, is that as it cools down later in August, September, they're going to draw all of this honey down into their brood chamber. But look at that. I mean, that's a beautiful, beautiful frame, all capped, gorgeous. And so really what we're doing with this hive, gave it pollen sub, doing the Terra Pro. Terra Pro is a 3-week treatment, once a week, same thing with the mites. And so we're in week 2, and then what we're going to do is assess what the hive looks like at the end of those 3 weeks. So that should take us about 3/4 of the way through August. I'm not going to go any further into this hive. It's a good population of bees. Let's see here, crack this open real quick. There's a good population of bees in there. I mean, there's really no need for us to explore any further. And here's the thing too. So, really, really important to be on top of your mites. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over again, but I can't reiterate it enough. Even if you have a weak colony that looks like it's going to be dying, treat it, because chances are good that one of the reasons it may be compromised is because of high viral and mite loads. So treat every colony in your yard, no matter what it looks like. Do not hold back. It's not worth the $5 or $10 or whatever you have to invest to buy a effective mite treatment. It's well worth it to do. So anyways, that's where we're at with this. My job as far as with the rest of these nukes here is just to go through them and just continue to take brood from the ones that are really strong and build up the other ones. But overall, really, really happy with the way these are all looking. I think I've got 56 nukes here or something like that. These will be wintered up here in Washington State. The rest of the colony is going to be going down to California for almonds or almonds, whichever preference you have for pronunciation. Anyways, hope your day is going well. Hope your year has been going well with the beekeeping, and continue to just remember, play a very active role in your management. That's crucial. That's the most important thing to remember. Actively manage your bees, especially the mites. For those of you who did not have an artificial honey flow, now is a really great time. If you're wintering in doubles and you're up here in Washington, you should have all of your honey taken off by now. If you don't, take it off today. Get it done. Start treating for mites today. Get the honey taken off, start treating for mites, and then you can also start feeding. If you're wintering in doubles here in Washington, you want those doubles to weigh around 90 to 100 pounds probably by the first, second week of September. Feed them now. Let them use the heat to their advantage to cure the syrup, get that moisture content down so that you don't run into moisture problems later in the year when you're trying to emergency feed them. So anyway, take care. Talk to you soon.